What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and it's your favorite time of the week, WWE News and Rumors for the week ending August 18th, 2013. This Sunday, we got SummerSlam. I got a ton of news for you guys to head into SummerSlam this weekend, so sit down, relax, grab a cold beverage, and join JD, and let's talk about some wrestling, alright? But before I get into that, I have this week's videos. If you missed it, I have news and rumors from last week, and I have my Monday Night Raw review from this past Monday show. If you guys missed those shows and reviews here on YouTube, you can click on the links down in the description at the very top. Go ahead and watch those videos if you missed them last week. Now, the biggest story of the week, guys. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to start off with this because this story has a lot riding on it, okay? It's all legit, and it's going to play a major factor in SummerSlam's main event between John Cena and Daniel Bryan. If you guys do not want to hear spoilers, okay, and I've had this happen to me before. I've had people come to me, JD, you should give us a warning ahead of time. Listen, if you guys do not want to know spoilers for SummerSlam, if you guys don't want to know the news, if you guys don't want to know the truth behind everything, then maybe you should stop the video here and then watch this after SummerSlam concludes. But, news on John Cena. John Cena will be dropping the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. To who, we don't know. Is it going to be Daniel Bryan or Randy Orton? Now, everyone's probably asking, JD, why are you saying John Cena's going to drop the title? How do you know John Cena's going to drop the title? Remember that episode of Monday Night Raw a couple of weeks ago when John Cena was in the middle of the ring, cutting a promo, talking about the sacrifices he's made for the industry, and he showed off his elbow saying, look, it looks like a football. That's because, according to Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Cena has already scheduled surgery for his elbow. That's the only probable that John Cena... This is according to Dave Meltzer right now. This is quote for quote what he said on the Wrestling Observer Newsletter. The only thing that's probable is that John Cena's not going to end the night as WWE Champion because he needs elbow surgery, and it's actually scheduled. I don't know the day it's scheduled, but it's scheduled imminently. As in, they're trying to keep this injury quiet because of SummerSlam, not to make the results too predictable. That injury has been downplayed by WWE, simply for the fact that it's hardly been acknowledged outside of that mention from John Cena himself, and is likely going to be the deciding factor in a title change at SummerSlam. Now, WWE officials are trying to keep this story and this injury very quiet. They're trying to keep the severity of John Cena's elbow surgery and his injury very quiet. Cena's elbow is in a lot worse shape than people are letting on, and the decision was made last week for him not to wrestle until SummerSlam. Cena will be having surgery shortly after his match with Daniel Bryan, meaning he is definitely scheduled to take time off from the product. This is major news, people. This is major news. SummerSlam is going to end in one of two ways. Daniel Bryan, obviously now, is going to win the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan, for at least one moment in this night on SummerSlam, after the main event, he will be holding WWE Gold. Is that going to be the ending? I don't know. The other way is Daniel Bryan wins, and then Vince McMahon, being that there's going to be some screwy finish with Triple H being involved, Vince McMahon is going to get involved, and he's going to pull an Edge like he did at New Year's Revolution, when John Cena defeated 6 men inside a Elimination Chamber, and then down comes Edge to cash in his Money in the Bank. That's the scenario that I see happening. Vince is going to get involved. He's going to find his corporate champion in Randy Orton, and Randy Orton's going to turn heel. Or we can have the least likely of scenarios happen. Daniel Bryan wins the WWE Championship, and against all odds, Randy Orton tries to cash in and loses. Daniel Bryan retains the WWE Championship against not only John Cena, but Randy Orton in the same night. And then you have the rematch at Night of Champions in September, which I'll get into in a little bit because there's news on that, where you have Daniel Bryan defend against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. This is going to be a very, very interesting story to follow at SummerSlam. I'll be watching. I'm sure you guys will be watching. Those are the only three scenarios. How we're going to get there, I don't know. That's the fun of this journey. We know what's going to happen. We have one of three ways. I just planned it out for you. But how are we going to get there? That's the thing we're going to be watching for. So that's your news on John Cena. That is the biggest story of the month, probably. John Cena's going to have elbow surgery. He's going to be out. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he's shelved. He's on the DL, disabled list. So look forward to either Randy Orton or Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship. Word is that The Rock is still saying privately that he is not working WrestleMania 30 next year. If he sits out, WWE has discussed doing Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, John Cena versus Triple H, and possibly CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. While these plans will probably change several times before now and then, we continue to hear that Punk and Bryan are hoping to be kept apart until WrestleMania 30. Now, nothing is going to beat the WrestleMania card that I have laid out on the table. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You got The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. You have, this is according to this source here. I don't know what source this is from. John Cena versus Triple H. Punk versus Bryan. Now, Punk versus Bryan at WrestleMania would be easily, before it even happens, one of the best matches ever to take place at that specific event. Easy. They'll tear down the house. You give those guys 30 minutes, you got a fucking 5-star match in the making. Make it a submission match for all I care. Make it an Iron Man match. Something along those lines. Give those two the stage and let them shine. But, I'll say it again, and I've said this many times. My WrestleMania 30 is the one that makes the most sense. You know Vince is going to want to make this the biggest event of all time. Get The Rock and get Steve Austin on the show. Steve Austin versus CM Punk. You got John Cena versus The Undertaker. Then you got Brock Lesnar versus The Rock. And then Triple H, obviously, he's in this storyline with Vince McMahon. Listen, Vince wants to hire a hero to save the company from Triple H. They're thinking about turning Triple H heel. Bring back Shawn Michaels. It makes sense. It makes sense. 4 matches there would make it the best event in WWE history. That's it. That's your WrestleMania right there. I'm still holding on to hope there. But I doubt that's going to happen. But you'll hear several matches being thrown out from WWE Creative in these rumors all over the internet. Don't believe anything until we start getting closer to the Royal Rumble and after the Royal Rumble is concluded, because everything right now is all speculation. One of the reasons why Alberto Del Rio attacked Ricardo Rodriguez at Raw is that WWE felt Del Rio was not over enough with the crowd as a heel, because people loved Ricardo more. So they had him attack Ricardo and just dump him after that. So that's the reason why Del Rio attacked Rodriguez on Raw. That makes sense, and I'm enjoying Del Rio's heel character. He's been working his ass off. He's been doing a great job ever since he regained that World Heavyweight Championship. I expect him to have a great match with Christian Sunday at SummerSlam. Now, believe it or not, also regarding Ricardo, believe it or not, there was also a disciplinary component as to why Ricardo has drawn heat for openly complaining about his wellness policy violation. So pretty much Ricardo Rodriguez has been complaining about his violation, saying that it was unfair, he should have never been suspended. So they punished him for that, and that's the reason also for the attack. Now we have news on CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. As of this week's WWE TV tapings, meaning Monday Night Raw and Friday Night Smackdown, which is probably going on right now as it's 8:45 Eastern Standard Time here in New York, so I'm not watching. I'm recording this for you guys instead. As of this week's TV tapings, there is no plan for the ending of Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, which, of course, is on Sunday. The match was originally scheduled to main event the show. However, the talk now is that WWE Champion John Cena versus Daniel Bryan will close out the show, as it should. Suggested finishes for Punk versus Lesnar have included a double countout or an outside interference. The fight really books WWE into a corner because it's a lose-lose for either Lesnar or Punk to go under. That's according to WWE Creative. One observer notes that no finish can be ruled out, no matter how stupid or far-fetched. Now, I've always said that Punk, if he loses this match, will always get back up on his feet and regain whatever momentum he had lost. If he lost to Lesnar, there's no doubt about that. Punk is gonna, even if he loses this match, he'll get right back up on his feet and do what he does all the time, every week. So there's no doubt in my mind that'll happen. Who do I think should win? Brock Lesnar needs to win. You can't have Brock Lesnar lose to Triple H. You can't have him lose to John Cena. You can't have him lose to CM Punk upon returning. It makes him look like a chump. It makes him look weak. Okay, especially after the promo he cut on CM Punk, after the way Brock Lesnar has looked for the most part in this feud, getting the best of CM Punk twice. Punk got the best of him last week for the go-home show. I mean, I don't know. It's up in the air. I think Lesnar is going to end up winning this match by some way, but I would not be surprised if the report says there's a double countout or outside interference, and this feud continues at Night of Champions. I mean, I don't doubt that for a second. So we'll see what happens. Again, it's going to be a fun ride to see these guys go at SummerSlam. Rumblings about Randy Orton becoming Vince McMahon's next corporate champion continue, especially following John Cena's injury. The twist goes that Orton goes full heel. No duh. No word yet if this is happening at SummerSlam. That is probably my prediction. I believe Randy Orton will be the new corporate champion. I do believe he will be introduced by Vince McMahon. He's going to be forced to cash in the Money in the Bank after a hard-fought match between Daniel Bryan and John Cena. And then Randy Orton's going to cash in on Daniel Bryan, winning that WWE Championship. And Vince McMahon, in the end, is going to be the one standing tall, getting what he wants in the end. That's just the way I see it. Not only has Vince McMahon issued a directive that the Wyatt family is to remain in different hours of Monday Night Raw, because he was upset when it happened in the past couple of weeks that the Shield, the Shield and the Wyatt family look too similar on TV with their beatdowns of certain superstars. Like, you got the Shield beating down, Mark Henry and Rob Van Dam, and then you got the Wyatt family beating down several guys. Vince McMahon thinks it looks very similar, the way the beatdowns occur. He also told the creative team to keep them away from Daniel Bryan. It said Vince is uneasy that so much of Daniel Bryan's angle is revolving around his long beard, when all three members of the Wyatt family have beards just as impressive, if not more impressive. Now, this is a fucking stupid story. I don't know where I got this from. Vince is questioning the logic of bringing in three new guys that have long beards as a distinct part of their look, when the company's new top babyface, Daniel Bryan, and so much of the top angle is being built around his unique beard. According to a source, Vince is annoyed at himself for ending up in this situation. He's happy with the job the Wyatt family is doing and doesn't want to mess with their look, but he has made comments in creative meetings about why they all have these new bearded guys if the number one angle in the company right now and one of the top merchandise sellers revolves around Daniel Bryan's beard. Listen, Vince McMahon has several other things to concern himself with. I don't know where this story came from. If you're going to complain about the beards on the Wyatt family and Daniel Bryan's beard, listen, Vince, your fucking priorities are all messed up. You got a lot more shit to worry about than fucking beards on these four individuals. I mean, give me a fucking break already. You got storylines not making sense. You got a shit show, that you put on for the last 3 weeks on Monday Night Raw, barely getting us to SummerSlam. This is what you're concerning yourself with? Vince is uneasy about the beards? Come on, man. I don't even know why I reported that. It was just fucking something that I read. I thought it would be funny for you guys to know. But I wouldn't really look too much into this. I mean, if Vince is really that uneasy, I think Vince really needs to, take a step back and think about his priorities, or just step down altogether and just give the company to Triple H. That's just fucking ridiculous. WWE officials are looking at getting NXT on TV in the United States sometime in September. That's going to be a great fucking move. I did catch some episodes of NXT when it first hit YouTube. Great show. I'm looking forward to NXT being on TV in the United States so I can see who's up and coming and going to be the next future superstars of the WWE. Rob Van Dam has signed a long-term deal with WWE. Word is that terms of the contract have him working for 90 days and then taking an unspecified hiatus before returning to action. That doesn't bother me. RVD's back. He'll be back for 3 months. He's going to take a short break and then return. He's going to have like a similar deal like Chris Jericho. So I wouldn't be too concerned with that. You'll see Rob Van Dam in action on Monday Night Raw. You'll get to see him against certain superstars that we've been wanting him to see fight. So I'm okay with that. 90 days. RVD's getting up there in age. I believe he's about 41, 42 years old. Not probably older than that. I know he's in his 40s, but I don't mind RVD working a 90-day contract, taking a break, and then coming back. It's all good for him. He'll stay healthy, he'll stay fresh, and you won't burn him out. So that's the way I see that. No word yet if WWE still plans on turning Triple H heel at SummerSlam. The long-term idea is that Vince McMahon eventually turn babyface and bring in a conquering hero to take out Triple H at WrestleMania 30. The conquering hero I mentioned earlier in this review, or News and Rumors this week, Shawn Michaels. That's in quotations, conquering hero. Shawn Michaels would be the best alternative for that angle. Trust me. Trust me, it just makes sense. I don't need to explain it. It just makes sense. As of this week, the plan for WWE's Night of Champions pay-per-view in September is to have Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton with John Cena not in the WWE title picture, likely due to his surgery plans. So obviously, you guys know what to expect at SummerSlam. I don't need to go further in depth with that. The Wyatt family is a major Triple H project right now, and the feeling is that they're getting ready for a big, big push, in a sense that they're being groomed for the Shield spot. I don't know if I agree with that, but this story continues saying that there's a lot of talk about the Shield being moved down on the roster, meaning they're going to be de-pushed. With recent Triple H projects like Karma and Sin Cara bombing, he's likely to go hard with the Wyatts. Now, first of all, Karma didn't bomb, okay? She did not want to wrestle because she had a miscarriage. She was due to have a child, and, the baby did not make it. She had a miscarriage, and that was that. She was emotional. She was an emotional wreck. She didn't want to get right back into the action. Now, all of a sudden, she's coming back. If I was Triple H, I would call her up and get her back on TV. Number one. Sin Cara is fucking boring. He was a waste of fucking money. One of the worst fucking things I've ever seen on WWE TV in the last 2 years. He's just terrible. But moving the Shield down in place of the Wyatts, I don't agree with that. The Shield has worked their ass off. They prove that they belong in the main event time and time again. They've beaten everybody. They've taken out The Undertaker. They've taken out everybody you can name. John Cena, RVD, Chris Jericho, this one, that one. I would not move the Shield down a spot from where they currently are right now. I would not de-push them. That's a mistake. You want to keep these guys hot. They have the tag team championships. Build the tag team division around them. They know how to work. I don't understand this story. Yes, the Wyatts are the next big thing. Yes, we understand that. But don't sacrifice the Shield in favor of the Wyatt family. It doesn't work that way. There's more than enough room at the top of the food chain right now between the young guys in the WWE. I just don't believe that WWE would be that stupid to do that. The Shield must have done something behind the scenes to gain some heat on themselves, because otherwise I wouldn't be reporting the story. So I would not do that. That's a mistake in my honest opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. This is a funny story here. Kevin Nash, Diesel, tweeted about WWE Total Divas on the E! Network and took a shot at TNA. He says, "Just watched the Total Diva show for the first time. They played out of order, but it was fun to watch. When WWE shows, when WWE shows showcase a reality show around Mania, how can the TNA show not look weak? I work indie shows every weekend that can outdraw TNA. It's very sad." That was kind of funny. I figured I'd report that to you guys. Kevin Nash throwing shots at TNA, and TNA's garbage. They're such in a mess right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there, but that was pretty funny. I figured I'd bring you guys that tweet from Kevin Nash. News on The Miz. Many within WWE see The Miz as their top social media representative, and because of this, they're making him a major social media push for SummerSlam this year, which is why The Miz has been appointed to host the event. I don't care who hosts SummerSlam. Just sit me down at a bar with a beer and some french fries and let me watch the 3 hours of wrestling. I don't care who's hosting the show. I don't care about social media. Just let me watch the 3-hour pay-per-view that's, that the summer pretty much in WWE is built around. I don't care. WWE officials are looking to get Smackdown. Now, this is a sad fucking story if this actually happens. WWE officials are looking to get Smackdown on par with Monday Night Raw in hopes of getting a good deal from the Sci-Fi Network next month when their current TV contract expires. One WWE source says that they would not be surprised if SmackDown ends up going to 3 hours. Huge fucking mistake. I don't want to see 3 hours of Raw, and I don't want to see 3 hours of SmackDown. Why would they even think that? That is a colossal mistake. 2 hours is a perfect flow for the show. I don't understand why these people think that they're always right. Listen to the fucking people that watch your programs. If the WWE goes to 3 hours with SmackDown, that show will end up just as bad as Monday Night Raw, if not worse. Plain and simple. It does not need to happen. I hope to God it doesn't happen. Let me know what you SmackDown watchers, I know you're out there because I constantly tell you guys I don't watch SmackDown. Let me know how you guys think about SmackDown possibly going to 3 hours. With Brock Lesnar's current WWE deal reportedly being for 3 pay-per-view matches, he may be left off WWE TV until WrestleMania 30, following this Sunday's SummerSlam match against CM Punk. Now, that's interesting. I forgot that was in this week's News and Rumors. So, if Punk loses, that's the end. He's going to move on to something else. So, to me, I think Brock Lesnar really needs to win, because if you're going to keep Brock Lesnar off TV, you can't have him looking bad going off TV, man. That doesn't make sense to me. Punk is going to be on TV. He can easily build himself back up. Especially with John Cena being out, Punk is not going to take time off. WWE can't afford that. But Brock Lesnar, that'll be his last match, according to this report. He won't be seen until WrestleMania 30. Since the new deal began after WrestleMania 29, Lesnar has defeated Triple H at Extreme Rules. Sunday's match with Punk would be his second match under the new current deal, and WrestleMania 30 would be his third. So that's interesting news on Lesnar. And finally, guys, Monday Night Raw's episode this week drew a 2.95 cable TV rating, which was slightly down last week from 2.96. The episode averaged 4.1 million viewers, down from an average of 4.178 million viewers the previous week. It was a good show. He had some highlights, including that Daniel Bryan and John Cena segment on Miz TV. If you guys missed my opinion on that, like I said, link at the top of the description, along with last week's News and Rumors if you missed that. But that is this week's show, guys. Plenty of news for you guys heading into SummerSlam. I will be back on Sunday night following the SummerSlam pay-per-view to give you my news and, my preview and predictions for that, or my review and results, rather. I can't even fucking talk right now. Trying to get this over with. I want to sit down and relax. I had a long day. But, like I said, guys, SummerSlam on Sunday. I will be watching and tweeting along, so follow me on Twitter, Facebook, wherever social media is available. I am on there. And like I said, if you missed last week's shows on here, links at the top of the description. Go and check that out. I'll see you guys at SummerSlam. Talk to you later.